blanket. I might just roll out today. I might just roll out to Vegas. Head back to my old ways. Have a roof all day. Look at me, baby. Look at me, baby. Don't I look like a million? I'm about to clean out the safe.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go. Hey, sub. Let's go.
They go play action here on first down. And right away, he lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football. Opening drive fumble, and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles. So this is a bad trend.
And, Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach is going to see that as direct reflection on his message to the team, and it's not sinking in.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. In on the stop, Vernon Hargraves.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Now McKinnon. This carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, but not much room to operate. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And Gold is able to put it through. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
The 49ers is lined up for the kickoff. Number 11, waiting to return.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over. Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Here we go, even.
Second down, Winston. And the Niners get there and him down. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Green, triple C. 3 down. 550. Sonic.
From the gun, Winston. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Take it at the 37. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Hey.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Now he'll let it go deep left. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Gerald McCoy is so slippery and elusive in the interior of the defense. I don't care who has the assignment to block him. It usually ends up having to take at least 2. And most of the time, that's not enough either. Witness that tackle for a loss.
He's going to get it running right. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete.
They had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Winston. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long. From the shotgun, it's Winston. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. Everyone happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10.
Here we go now. Green.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be second and goal. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Jerick McKinnon, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gold now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's there've got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Winston now. Out to the left there, complete to Howard. Room here to run. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A very solid gain of 27.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now a first down carry by Jones. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Let's go. Let's convert. Let's convert. Let's convert. Sonic. Hey, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Ready to go.
Play action now. Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Green, triple C. Green, triple C.
Winston. He's got Evans. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Sonic. 48, come on. Sonic.
Here's Winston. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 24 yards.
Sonic. Check three. Green, triple C. Hey, sub. Let's go. Green, triple C.
From the red zone now, Winston. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Now Jameis on 2nd down. Steps away to his left. Buying time to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The Bucs on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. He'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Mahomes to throw on second down. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. He's going to air one out. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Carlton Davis picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
Following the interception, Winston. And an alley to run. And he's able to get up here to the 26. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Hey. We got 3 down.
On second down, it's Jones. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Yannick Ngakoue in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Hey, sub. Let's go. 3 down. Hey, sub. Let's go.
Jameis to throw it. A dump underneath to Jones. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on third and long.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Number 3, with the completion. No gain.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. The Bucs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Now Winston. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball.
They've got his man complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And give him a gain of 37. So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10.
58, boy, 58,
Toss play to McKinnon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. Mahomes now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete. Ryan Smith right there defensively. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. They find some open field here. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. As his guys are in for 6. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the 2nd half. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Forced out to his left. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Mahomes now on first down. On target over the middle to Hill. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either...
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Mahomes to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Hey, blue 45.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And Gold is able to put it through. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying and carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Right back to him on first down. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Green, triple C. 3 down. Ready. Blue 80.
Second down, Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs.
Let's go now.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Green, triple C.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. A give to Jones. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Going up top. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and say, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Now Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Jones. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The Bucs on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, Winston. They'll roll him out right. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Fielded just inside the 30. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now here's Mahomes. He's going to look deep down the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Here's Bradley Pinion now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a second down throw for Winston. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 39 that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Let's keep bringing it. Stay in there.
Throwing, Winston. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Bucs on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
We got three, fellas.
To throw is Winston. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And that right there is something we've seen, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Airing it deep for Garcon. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off near the 26. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, they may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Tight end right, tight end right.
Now Jameis on second down. Stays on his feet. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Jameis now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll go again to Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
He's got Evans. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot.
Let's go now.
Winston now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10.
Easy.
From the red zone now, Winston. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Winston. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal?
4 down. Ready. Black 22.
Now Jones. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
Jameis to throw it. Dancing, hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this is going to be 49er football. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here again is McKinnon. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. That 2nd down run, a big help as 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now.
Z. Slow.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And able to haul it in is Kittle. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. Had a first down on that last catch as well. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. They run it with McKinnon. And some room to work. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front. Good blocking. Nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage. Stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the 49ers, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, not much more to say. They dropped to 1-11. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.